right, we're here for another episode of Sports Talk Unfiltered, where we're talking the latest sports news. Man, we had a good show last week. We're gonna have a good one this week. We got a lot to talk about, and so we've been taking clips from all the major sports shows, and then we've been talking about them. So we're gonna do just the same. Listen, they got a thing every time we come on before the show, man. They try to make me not talk about the Lakers. And I'm really, I wouldn't call myself a Lakers fan, but when the world is talking about them, we got to say something about them. But before we go to the Lakers, let's talk about this Deshaun Watson situation. They said something on one of the sports talk thing. We're gonna talk a little bit of football, then we're gonna jump in right into that basketball. Let's look at this next clip, and then we'll get right into it. Sooner or later. There we go.
Against Deshaun Watson by a massage therapist accusing him of sexual misconduct. It's the second lawsuit filed against the current Browns and former Texans quarterback within the last week, and the 24th overall. Among the excerpts made on this latest complaint is that defendant Deshaun Watson has a disturbing pattern of conduct, the complaint contends. Each of the cases against him is strikingly similar, evidencing a habit or a custom. Watson seeks out random strangers on Instagram, as he has done more than 100 times. The lawsuit follows comments by Watson's attorney, Rusty Hardin, who said the following Friday on a Houston radio station.
I don't know how many men are out there now that have had a massage that perhaps...
I gotta take that clip off. I gotta shut it down.
Yeah.
Boy, hey, I don't know if y'all heard that clip. I tried to shut it down before I got to that point. I didn't know if y'all heard that clip before. So I shut that down. We're not even talking about that part. All right, the question that I have for you guys is this: will this turn out to be a bad trade for the Browns because of this situation? Anybody can go.
Nope. Because if no other thing, they get rid of Baker Mayfield, so that make it a good trade.
Nope. And I'm right with Tony. I'm straight up with Tony. Nope. Because like you said, they get rid of Baker. It is what it is.
Not the Baker Mayfield lover. Did you just say that?
I ain't never been no I ain't never been no lover. So let's take that word out. Say I have never. No, I'm not a bandwagon. No, I'm saying I was saying that the year that they went to the playoffs, he helped the team. Simple as that. Nah. Right is right, wrong is wrong. If you're good, you're good. If you're not, you're not.
The only problem I have
Hold on, Howard. Now, come on now. You matter of fact, that was a running joke for the first 4 broadcasts with you and Tony, won't it?
Talking about Baker Mayfield.
When it comes to Baker Mayfield and Deshaun Watson, it's just that simple. I don't need to say no more. I'm sorry. I ain't nothing. Come on, man. Be real.
All right. I can go for that.
That is the question.
So here's what I'll say about it. The reason why it won't be a bad trade, because there are no criminal charges, right? And so and the biggest problem I have with the whole thing is, like, in order for me to really pass judgment on what he did, I would like to know what he did. You know what I mean? And the word sexual misconduct ranges from everything. Sexual misconduct can go from everything to actually doing something really, really horrible, all the way back to saying something that someone thinks is inappropriate. So because they haven't really put anything out there that gives you any indication of what it is, because right now what it sounds like is he raped 24 people. But I mean, you know, when they say stuff like that, that's because it's all the same. And so if he raped 24 people, why are there no criminal charges? I just don't understand that. So I would like to know, before I pass judgment on what it is, exactly what he did. You know what I mean? And if this was a situation that, you know, someone could have felt inappropriate and got up and walked away from it and then just told on him, and he was just wrong. I would dare to say that if it was somebody who had my bank account, there probably wouldn't be 24 lawsuits. But because he don't have my bank account, he got my bank account probably by about 1,000, or, you know, maybe 1 million.
Give or take.
give or take. He can, he's going to have these 24. So I don't know what the league is going to do, because it's only a bad trade if the league bans him forever. Even if he misses all of this year, the Browns will still be better off in the long run with him at quarterback than they were with Baker Mayfield at quarterback. So it's like one of those things is no different than drafting a rookie quarterback and you want to sit him out the first year and you don't let him play or whatever. Now, as far as what's in the community, how the community responds to him, again, it's going to be based on what evidence comes out. But because people don't want to put out any evidence, it's really hard for me to say, because I wasn't in that room and I don't know.
All right, so you think the trade? I didn't hear from you.
Well, he was already cleared.
Go ahead, Howard. Go ahead.
He was all cleared of charges by the courts. So there's nothing that can be said or done about it right now. All these are lawsuits of what these women say. They're money. That's what it is. It's about money right now. Civil lawsuit, yes. So, and like you said, we all don't know what happened. These women said it happened. Deshaun Jackson said it didn't happen.
I know what happened.
So it's a he say, she say until everything comes out.
I think I know what happened.
You know what, Tony? I need to put a qualifier on that. I think I know what happened.
I think I know what happened too, but
okay, yeah.
But you don't know.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And
the lawyer said it though. If I had to let that clip run, y'all would have heard it, but I shut the clip down.
I'm gonna need you to play that as soon as the show is over.
Okay.
Oh, I heard it already.
Oh, you heard Howard?
Yeah, I heard it already. I heard.
Okay.
He's a dumb lawyer. How about that?
He's a silly lawyer.
He's dumb of what he said.
And it's funny how everybody wants to try to suspend him, but ain't nobody want to do nothing to Robert Kraft, who was going to the pace where they were trafficking people and getting what they call
I don't even think that was the question, though, Tony.
No, but what I'm saying is I don't really see how the NBA could come down on them super hard. And the only way this turns out to be a bad trade for the Browns is if he misses multiple years.
Right.
And if he misses multiple years, then it doesn't. And as a matter of fact, it actually helped them because they threw all of his salary on signing bonuses. The whole contract is guaranteed. If the league bans him, they don't have to pay him. So all it does is, okay, we took a flyer on a quarterback that was 1,000 times better than the dude that we had in there. And this just opens up to give us, because the reality is Baker Mayfield had lost the locker room. He lost the locker room when he came out and was doing, him and his dad was doing stuff, talking about Odell Beckham like Odell Beckham was the problem. Meanwhile, Odell Beckham got a ring and would have been the MVP of that game had he not torn his ACL. So the problem is with the quarterback that they had. So they had to do something. They had to get that dude out of there and get somebody else in there for that team to be better.
Well, he's not out of there yet.
Yeah, so he got too much pride to go back in there and play. If I were the Browns, I would keep him. I would keep him. I would be like, don't show up, so I can keep finding you every day that you don't show up. And then when you come in,
I think Baker too spiteful for that. I think Baker will show up just to make the locker room mad.
That's fine. You can show up and we're gonna have you in practice and we're gonna separate you. We're gonna put your locker over there with the practice squad people. And you just be there if we need you. And as a matter of fact, I'm not gonna start you. I'm only gonna put you in the game if Jacoby Brissett get hurt. Because at the end of the day,
won't they just release him?
Because they still got to pay him $18 million. Right. That's the thing.
So they're releasing him, they still got to pay him.
If they're not going to get a trade.
So they're trying to find somebody that's going to eat that.
Man,
right.
Listen, man, y'all, they cannot bring that dude back in that locker.
Dude,
no, he won't come back.
Man. No, they got to bring him back. They got to bring him back.
But he's not going to play.
They're going to tell him, go home, we're going to play.
No, they can't tell him go home. If they tell him go home, then he just home.
That man.
I don't think he's going to come. So what they need to do is tell him come in, and every day he's not there, that's more money they get to keep in their pocket. They don't have to pay
I think
him.
Baker too smart to just get him money. I think Baker gonna do it out of spite.
Baker might be right.
Baker look at it like this: it ain't my team.
Right.
Why do I need to be afraid or be ashamed to go there? It ain't my team.
And if that's the case, this $18 million he get, I hope he's able to live all his hopes and dreams off of it, because he'll never get another dime from another NFL team if he don't come in there and act like a professional. Because the real problem,
that's what I'm saying. That is being a professional.
No, it ain't. Not if you go in there. Man, you don't think that the locker room will put out that he in there being a problem? He's a malcontent.
He's not gonna do that though.
Look at how many.
I don't think he's gonna do that.
Then if he don't do it, then it ain't no problem.
It's a problem because he in there.
No. If he come in there like a good little soldier, it ain't no problem.
It's gonna be a problem.
As a matter of fact,
first of all, you gonna know he gonna give up every interview. Well, I'm here because I don't want to. It's a problem just having that
right,
dude in
and that's gonna hurt his wallet every time he say.
Because teams understand who Baker Mayfield is.
That's right. Teams understand who he is. That's why ain't nobody traded for him.
That's my point. But my point is,
because of his salary.
Listen, they might not trade for him, but if somebody release him, I bet you somebody pick him up.
Yeah, and I think he gonna go and be one of them. Dude, he gonna be Carson Wentz. He gonna be sent around from team to team to team to team, and nobody's gonna because.
Did Carson Wentz get paid?
Yeah, but the Eagles did that.
Yeah, and somebody will pay Baker Mayfield. They're not gonna pay him a ton, but they're gonna pay him that $18 million.
Yeah, the Eagles did that, and then they recognized their mistake, and they were like, "Yo, we gotta let this dude go."
Yeah, he ain't gonna let them off the hook though. He gonna make them do something. He gonna make them do something. All right, let's go to the next thing. Look, I got a question. Let's look at this one about Clay.
I said when you come off a year, Key, in which 2 years, 941 days, you don't play the game of basketball, in which you've torn an ACL in one leg and you've torn an Achilles in the other leg. It takes away from your burst that you have to do things off the dribble. So. Look, and you can kind of see that at times with the explosion, the lack thereof that Clay doesn't have when he's able to attack the rim. So in last game when he was 4 of 19 from the field, he was 1 of 8 on catch and shoot opportunities, right? So if his shots aren't coming off catch and shoot, you're forcing him to put the ball on the ground. Now, granted, he missed some chippies in game 2, but you much rather increase the probability of him attacking the rim and trying to finish over the top of people like Al Horford or Time Lord.
All right. Question then, man. Look, is Klay Thompson in a slump right now? And if he is in a slump, you think it's going to last throughout the playoff?
Yes and no.
He's in a slump.
Yeah.
And he'll shoot his way out of it. That's what shooters do. I mean, this man been doing this for years, so I don't think it's a concern that he will not come out of this slump. It happens to the best of them.
Don't
go ahead, Tone.
No, I was gonna just say, don't forget the slump that Steph was in against Memphis in a couple of those games that they lost. Shooters shoot, man. Sometimes they're not gonna go in. I'm at the point now where I'm really kind of tired of people making excuses for Clay. Clay missed some wide open threes, but he's pressing. He's trying so hard to get out of the slump that he's not taking his normal shot. He's jumping, he's rushing, he's doing whatever. And then it is a mistake to go in there and try to take it over Time Lord and over Horford. Because those guys are big, man. Those guys are big. And Al Horford has very long arms. You can't just go in there and, dude, he don't have anywhere near the explosion that Andrew Wiggins have. And Andrew Wiggins done been denied trying to go in there. So, dude, that's not what you're supposed to do. If it ain't there, move the ball until you get an open shot. And so Clay is pressing. He'll come out of it, but he's pressing. I don't think the ACL or the Achilles have anything to do with this right now.
Wow. Howard.
If you look at the regular season, Clay didn't shoot the ball well either. He had some good games. In the playoffs, he's had some good games, and he had some games where he hasn't shot the ball well. I just think it might be a mental thing right now that he's dealing with. I think it's in his head. And like Tony said, I believe he's also pressing a little bit. But he missed some. He's missed some open shots that you would think Clay would knock down. The other night he missed. At the rim. It was like the rim blocked the shot. So he was there, man, but he doesn't have the explosion anymore. He doesn't have that. I don't know if that's a mental thing going on, but like my man said, you come out of of 2 surgeries, man, of your knee and your Achilles. Man, that's tough, man. That is tough. And one leg and then the other leg, I've never had, neither one. Thank the Lord. But I've hurt my knee before, not to the extent where he tore his ACL. But that's tough, man. But I just think also another thing that got to do with it, defense got a lot to do with it too. We got some long guys that's guarding Klay, man. We don't have no little short guys that he can shoot over like Dallas had. We got some long guys that making him work. You know what I'm saying?
Howard, but don't forget about this, Howard.
Go ahead, Tom.
That surgery was 18 months ago. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's just coming off of this and he's just coming back. It was 18 months ago. So, in the beginning when he first started playing, he was pressing, he wasn't moving or whatever. He'll probably never get back to the full speed that he was. But one of the things that JJ Redick was, I'll give him credit for saying this. JJ Redick said that Klay Thompson, they look at the game where he scored 30-some points in the half, and all those threes, he did it on 13 total dribbles. He had 13 total dribbles on one possession. Klay Thompson is playing outside of his game. That's not who he is. And so with him trying to dribble and size up and all that stuff, he's never shown that as being a player. So if he gets back to them running pick and roll, letting Klay get loose, one of the things that they're not doing is they're not rushing Klay, which doesn't give Draymond the opportunity to run the offense at a 4-on-3 situation, which led to a lot of Klay's open jump shots in the past. They're not doing that. The Celtics are playing. They were like, okay, we're going to back up. Sometimes Steph burn them. Sometimes he don't. Klay is not getting those open shots like he's used to getting. And then when he does get them, he's pressing and he's not making them. The open shots are what I'm saying he's going to come out of that slump. You can't be that good of a shooter and miss those ones where you got time to take your breath and then shoot the ball, and then you still miss those.
Right. All right. Let's go to the next thing. All right, everybody agree with that? Elliot, you ready?
You do.
All right, let's go.
Well, first of all, he's saying what he has to say and what he should say, because right now Russell Westbrook is on the roster. And whether or not this is I know obviously what Darvin was saying, he was sincere, but whether or not the leaks, whether or not whatever the front office is thinking, whether or not that's all a smoke screen to increase Russ's value or just let other teams know, look, we're not going to be fleeced in a deal for Russell Westbrook. We're willing to keep him if we have to. Whether that's the case or they really are all in, Darvin Ham said what he had to say, because Russell Westbrook may in fact be on this team. And I got to be honest, it's looking to me like they intend to keep him.
All right, here we go. Elliot, the question is, does Westbrook still have something left in the tank, like the Darvin Ham and new coach said?
Man, come on. And rest, we trust.
I tell you,
hey,
you be working on some stuff.
He don't know him.
Come on. Hey, this man was one of the best players in the NBA. So you think it's gone? MVP once MVP of the league is gone? He had a bad
You just said it.
He had a bad
You said one of the best. He was. That's what you just said. He was one of the best. That's what you said.
And the question is, do we still have some in the tank? Yes, he do. It ain't over yet. Okay. It ain't over yet.
He does. Another thing that they brought up on ESPN today is that Russ this year for the Lakers is the same player that he was the last 2 years for Houston and for Washington. His shooting statistics, his turnover statistics, all of those were exactly the same. The only thing that went down was his usage. And the reason why his usage went down is because there's a team with LeBron James on it. And so they got exactly what they traded for. It's just, it was a bad fit. You can't have a player, in order for Russ to be Russ has to be ball dominant. Russ has to have the ball. You have to live with the turnovers, and then you got to live with the results, because he's going to give you some stuff. Does he still have that in the tank? Yes. Does he have in the tank what he needs to be a player to play with LeBron? Absolutely not.
Ooh.
No. And here's the reason why. You can't. Russ has not gotten the mindset where, number one, his corner three, if he would just make that corner three and be there, it'll always be there for him because people will always leave him. He won't go to the corner three and he won't cut. When he doesn't have the ball, he stands stationary. He may occasionally set a pick because that's not his game. It has never been his game. It's why it didn't really work with KD. If you watch KD when he was with them, it was your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn. They didn't play well together. The team just played better because it was better constructed. The real question is, are we going to get rid of the Trevor Arizas and the Kent Bazemores, and are we going to get rid of the all-geriatric team in order to put some people around that can run with Russ? Because LeBron is not a runner. So they need some players that are going to run with Russ. The team was poorly constructed, and Russell Westbrook right now just happens to be the fall guy.
Howard, does Westbrook still have something left in the tank?
I think he does, man. But Tony brought up, I mean, you got to say it again. Tony brought up the main thing. It's not with this team. That's the whole thing. It's not with this team. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to control the basketball. He needs to be the point guard controlling the basketball, and which is not going to happen with the Lakers. He needs to be on a team where he's ball. He can be ball dominant, but he's got to be the man with the ball. Simple as that. He's not going to be that man with the ball in LA. And then, like Tony just said, man, he needs somebody to run with him. He couldn't even run with LeBron and them, man. That's sad. He couldn't run with him. You know, at times they did. At times, you know, the best game to me that they ever had in the season was when none of them were playing, and they played that last. They played. Some of the names. I don't even know who they were, and them boys won 2 or 3 games.
Yeah,
that's sad, man.
But I guess my question should be phrased like this. Coach Darvin Ham said that he's had 3 or 4 meaningful conversations with Westbrook since he taken over, and he said that the major word that was used was sacrifice. I guess the question I should have phrased it would be: do you think Darvin Ham can get Westbrook to play different?
So he's got to.
I'm gonna say 2 things. I'm gonna say because I think Darvin Ham will bench him, and so because I don't think Darvin Ham is gonna be coming into it with the pressure that Frank Vogel. Let's not forget, people were calling for Frank Vogel saying they won the title without him. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want him to get hired, and now it goes to show that everybody else that they picked Frank Vogel over has turned out to be a really great coach somewhere else. And so when Darvin Ham comes in here, first of all, the Lakers ain't going to be paying 3 coaches. They're not. So they're not firing Darvin Ham. They're not. And so when he goes in there, if Darvin Ham can do this, if he can talk to LeBron and say, hey, LeBron, we know that you have become what is to be considered a knockdown shooter. If you out there and nobody's on you, you can shoot it. So I want you to take some plays off offensively and go stand in the corner. I'm not going to ask you to do the cutting. I'm not going to ask you to do all of that. We're going to let Russ do Russ, and you stand out there for that kick out when he gets, in the situation. If they can do that, and then the 4th quarter, Russ, you come sit down beside me because you turn the ball over too much. You can't hit free throws, and you are a don't check him person. They don't even guard you unless you have the ball in your hand. If he does that, I think the Lakers have a better chance. But again, this is all about saying the Lakers, putting it all on Russ. It's not just Russ, man. That team is, if you get rid of, if none can come back and give them anything, but actually that's redundancy on the court. So none was a bad pickup. I don't know what it was that they fell so in love with Horton Tucker. Maybe he'll come back and have a bounce back year. They need to find a way to keep Malik Monk, and they need to put I actually like Stanley Johnson. They need to keep Stanley Johnson. He's a runner. He's a defender. He's somebody who can do those things. If they can surround AD with some players that are like role players. They need a PJ Tucker type. They need somebody that I don't care about getting the ball, but when you give it to me, I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to sit out there in the corner. I'm going to shoot 36% from three-point range. But I'm going to guard the best player. I'm going to run up and down the court when I need to. If they can get players like that, then we won't be talking about Russ because the team will be better constructed and Russ will fit in better.
All right. Anybody else got anything on that? I mean, Elliot, you don't have nothing wanting to say on that?
No, I kind of think that Russ he was the fall guy for a bad season. AD was hurt, LeBron was hurt, and to me, LeBron didn't have his best season. He had spurts.
LeBron had a great season, bro. He had a great season playing without anybody else that could score.
Elliot, say that again.
A great season don't end watching the playoffs, Tony.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got it.
Elliot, come on, man. Are you serious? Go ahead. What you say?
They were sitting home watching the playoffs, and you telling me even LeBron would say he had a great season?
No,
you didn't say that. You didn't just say that. You said he didn't have a good season. There's a difference.
Man, this dude averaged 30 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 2. Oh my God, man! He stopped playing because he had no team. So that means every injury that would have been a one night off, he was like, man, I'm going to just take 2 weeks because we ain't even going to make the play in. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. You can't. This dude was in the MVP conversation on a losing team because he was the only thing they had. This dude is 36 years old and almost led the league in scoring. Come on, man. You can't say.
He was MVP for that team. What, for the league? Come on.
He was in the discussion all the way up until like March. And in March, it fell apart for them because they lost.
I don't even know why I talk about the Lakers. I don't even know why I keep bringing
man, because you give him a chance to get buzzed every week.
It fell apart in March.
You give him
a chance. It fell apart the first beginning of the season. I told you.
No, it really fell apart. It did. It fell apart in March.
Didn't they have one day in the 4th seed or something?
No, they were in the 6th seed, but they went from the 6th seed down to number 11. Yeah. And dude, come on, man. And it all happened like on this crazy losing streak where they lost like 9 out of 11 games. You know what I'm saying? Just went straight down here, and they was losing to the teams that ended up passing them. You know what I'm saying? Dude, no, they fell apart, man. And then AD was never there. And then when he did come back, he come back against the Pelicans, but the Pelicans was like, man, we gonna get to this dude. He left us, and the Pelicans get it to him. So why? Because the Pelicans were a lot more athletic. I'm going to say this. I probably ain't said this all year. In the beginning of the season, Howard said, and I'm going to give him credit, they ain't going to win nothing because they old and slow. And that bared out. They were old and they were slow. And they couldn't do
anything. Had injuries. I'm not going to say all of that, Tony. They had some injuries.
They were old. Hey,
they had at the beginning of the season.
Hey, Memphis lost Ja Morant. Ja Morant played almost the same number of games as as LeBron did for the Lakers. Memphis Grizzlies was the number 2 seed. I don't want to hear they had injuries. When you're a team, the whole team is responsible for keeping up when somebody gets hurt. They were a bad team. Russ gets the blame, but they were a bad team, man. Come on, LA, man. Stop, man. You need the red X again. Let's go.
Hey, next one. Howard. On you, baby boy. Look, this is what I want to know.
Celtics or Warriors?
I still think the Celtics have control. I think when going in there, obviously, and getting one game was huge for them. You do not want to be down 0-2 and put yourself in a must-win situation going back home to Boston. So I think they did a good job of obviously giving themselves a better chance to win the series, which I still believe they're going to win. But now having home court advantage, and I said this before, I'm still a little skeptical about the Celtics because they haven't shown me that they can be great at home. But I think they got control. They've really had 2 bad quarters. Those 2 third quarters have been the quarters that have really killed Boston. So they got to look at film and watch that, but they got to feel good about their game plan. They've not allowed Klay Thompson to get involved in the series.
All right, my question. How are we gonna let you take this one first? Who has control of this playoff season between these two right now? The playoffs.
First off, man, what in the world Antoine Walker been eating? Did y'all see him? What in the Jesus name, man?
The thoughts expressed by Howard Pod does not reflect that
does not respect
Kingdom Service
TV or Sports Talk Unfiltered.
Yes.
Bishop,
I am not body shaming.
Man, listen.
For real, bro. I'm not.
All right, go ahead, Howard.
Man,
everybody can't have them.
Ellie, what you been feeding
like yours?
Well, I ain't got one either because I got a big belly right now.
No, you don't.
So
you don't. Evidently, it ain't big. You just talked about me and Antoine.
I did, man. You stupid.
I felt some kind of way about that, Elliot. You know what I'm saying? I felt some kind of way. Because, man, I gained about 20 pounds. I'm trying to lose it now, Elliot, but I felt like you said something about me.
Bishop.
I felt attacked.
Yeah, Bishop. I felt attacked, too.
Man, you got...
We coming to boycott.
Oh, my God, man. That's my boy, right, man.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. One of my... Who has control of the playoffs?
We haven't been good at home. We have not been good at home. But I believe we'll get the next game. I do believe we're going to win tomorrow night. I believe that. But we still haven't been good at home. I predicted this series to go 7. And we finish it off in Golden State. Golden State. But what did you say?
Yeah, you missed that, Howard.
What did Yeah, I did, because you
grabbed the wrong bottle for communion.
Oh, whatever. But
it did say Welch's.
Bishop, Bishop, it's tough, man. It's tough to decide. It's a give and take now. And listen, I tell you what, I'll say this with Boston. If we don't turn the ball over, we're going to win the series easy. If we turn the ball over, we're going to lose the series easy. And that's been our MO. Every game that we've had high turnovers, we've lost the game. 0-5. Every game that we've had our turnovers at 13 and under, we've won. Simple as that. If we don't turn the ball over, we're gonna win the game. But right now, I'm gonna give us the edge because we're at home and because I think we can do it at home.
I don't mean who got the control. I'm gonna give us the edge. Okay, go ahead. I'll let you go. Go ahead, Tony or Elliot.
I don't think the answer to your question is no one.
I agree.
No one has taken control of this series. Golden State has shown if they play their Golden State ball, they can beat anybody. The Celtics have shown if they play their defense, they can beat anybody. The problem is both teams have been turning the ball over a lot. Why? Because they're two great defensive teams, 1 and 2. No one has control.
Hold it, Tony. No. Golden State turned the ball over 7 times the second game. So and the first game, hold up. The first game, they was evenly squared out with turnovers. So the second game, they turned the ball over 7 times. We turned it over 18 times. Different.
Okay, so I will, but again.
But I get the turnover thing. I get the turnover thing.
Yeah, they both. And so
I get that. I get that.
My thing would be this. I think who has control over this series is Time Lord. If Williams is hurt, it's not just what he brings, it's that rotation. Because you shown that you cannot depend on Al Horford to give you 26 and shoot, 80% from the 3-point line and shoot 75% from the field every game. He's not that guy. So if you're depending on him, because to be honest, both Tatum and Brown have been having subpar, games as far as their shooting percentage. They've been taking bad shots. They've been taking bad shots just like Clay. And so to me, whoever decides, and then Marcus Smart not showing up game 2, I don't even know what that's all about. But no one has control. I think if the Celtics want to win, they just have to go back to Jason Tatum when he gets the ball with a little guy on him. Stop trying to go in there and be James Harden and draw the foul. Just shoot over the little dude, man. Just shoot over the little dude. That's all you got to do. But he's been trying to drive and try to draw fouls and go up and then complain when they don't get the call. Meanwhile, while he complaining, the other team is running. And then Brown need to stop, summoning his inner Jordan and feel like I'm just going to take over and take, because the worst thing that happened to the Celtics is that Brown started off 4-5. He started off 4-5 and he was like, this is my game. I'm about to go in. And then he made one of his next 11. So that's not something that the team can do. They can't afford that. So, but I think they still have a good chance, even though I still pick the Celtics in 6. Warriors in 6. I think the Celtics could very easily win this series in 6 if they stop, like Howard said, stop the turnovers. But then if they stop trying to play, I still think the moment is kind of big for them right now. You know what I'm saying? I still think they kind of pressing in places where they don't have to.
All right, Elliot.
Well, I think
I'm waiting for this answer.
Is in control of this series.
Who?
We are 1 quarter. Golden State Warriors are in control of this series. We are 1 quarter, 1/4 quarter away from this series being 2-0. 1 quarter away. Now, the Celtics have had some breakdowns. They're not playing their best ball. To me, I still think they hurt. Those guys still not 100%. So that plays a big part of them playing defense, running these guys around the court. But we only 1 quarter away from this.
Williams not 100%.
No,
Williams is not 100%. Marcus
I don't
Smart
think
is
Smart is either.
Marcus Smart is good.
I don't think Tatum 100%.
Oh yeah, Tatum's shoulder is hurt too.
But
his shoulder
but
is hurt.
I do disagree with you, Tony. I think Brown needs to play this way for Boston to be successful in this series. He got to be aggressive. If he don't, I don't think they win. I don't think they have a chance of winning because they're not gonna win anyway. Warriors in 7.
All right, fellas. All right. One quick. Well, we ain't gonna talk about this long. I just want to get you guys' opinion.
All right, Rasheed Wallace is expected to join Darvin Ham's coaching staff in L.A. Wallace and Ham, of course, won a title together as Pistons back in 2004 against the Lakers. Wallace was an assistant for Penny Hardaway's University of Memphis team last season. Shannon, how surprised were you to see Rasheed Wallace linked to the Lakers staff?
All right, real quick, talking about the Lakers and Rasheed Wallace. I'm trying to figure out what you guys think about that.
I think that's a good pickup, man.
I love it.
I love it too, Howard. I'm with you. I love it.
I think it's a good look. It's going to actually help LeBron a lot, I think. LeBron ain't got to be that guy running around trying to dictate to the team.
You got like Rasheed gonna
he
sub
ain't
in?
playing.
Oh, no.
Okay, explain how he gonna help LeBron.
See, right now, LeBron is having to play coach and player, and he got to chaperone these guys as well. He's not gonna have to do that with both of these guys on the staff. They're gonna take some of that burden off of them.
I think they picked them up for Davis, Anthony Davis, but
yeah, they may have.
Yep.
They may have. And I'm gonna tell you why I think why I love the pick, because I think part of what the Lakers lack was toughness. They not going to no locker room with Rasheed Wallace and Darvin Ham, because people forget who Darvin Ham was. He was not that dude to be playing with. And so I think both of them together, and then when the head coach got somebody to co-sign exactly what he's saying, and somebody who's done it, I think they'll be able to help with toughness. So if the Lakers ever do get some young guys, which I pray they actually do, if they ever do get some young guys to go along, you know what I'm saying, with the rest of the senior citizen squad, then he'll be a great help for them. So I think it was a great pickup.
It ain't gonna happen, Tom.
How you think it was a good?
Happen.
You think it was a good hire?
Yes, yeah. I like Rasheed Wallace, man. I've always liked Rasheed, man. Rasheed was one of those dudes too. So Darvin Ham is putting guys beside him that's going to make the guys that's on the team play basketball. and Rasheed is gonna help Davis. He may not. They might suit him up, Bishop. They might suit Rasheed up. He might be player coach. He might let you show him.
I mean, they all around the same age.
Right.
That's what I'm going to say. So what you know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying, but I think he's really going to help Davis, man. And when they practice, I think Rasheed is going to be into Davis. That's what I just believe. Davis needs some pushing right now, man, because to me, he's still soft. Just to me, he ain't got that raw like LeBron got. LeBron got that. I'ma hang you. Yeah. What's name ain't got that yet? Davis ain't got that yet, man. But Wallace gonna help him get through it. I can tell you that.
They're gonna suit him up, Howard. They're gonna suit him up, and next they're going after Vince Carter.
Yeah. Hey, look, they need a shooter, don't they, Tony? Don't they need a shooter too?
They do.
They do.
They thought they was getting that in Carmelo Anthony.
Hey man, y'all gonna stop talking about Carmelo. Carmelo didn't play that bad this year, man.
No, I'm not saying it's bad. He just want the shooter that they needed.
No, and I think Carmelo played a really good role for that second squad.
I love Melo. He did, but his game tapered off during the season. It went from good to it went down.
Yeah, because they had to play him all them minutes.
But I give him credit.
Was not on the court.
Because who was
and he was running like his knees was hurting too.
Yeah. Oh, Carmelo.
And he was running like his knees was hurting. He remind me of
Garland. Hey, G, that was Howard, G. That was
Y'all ruthless, man. Y'all ruthless.
G, all right, let's keep going. Boy.
Yeah, no, we can't tell. All right,
Bishop, have you seen G run up and down the court? You be saying, okay, I understand what you're talking about.
Oh, it's bad, man. It's like Kenny Smith.
I love my bliss.
It's like Kenny Smith. He ain't got a Kenny Smith run do it. I'm just saying, you said it, not me. I'm just saying, is that what it's like? Is he like the Jet?
No, his knees not touching. His knees not touching, man. God, his knees ain't touching.
Hey, yeah, because your boy knees touch.
His knees and his toes touch.
Those is touching.
Yeah. I don't know how that. He need to go have a surgery.
I'm sorry, kid.
He need to have a knee replacement. All right.
Hey, what's your boy play for? The 76ers that just tore his ACL. The shooter played for San Antonio. Green, Danny Green. Yeah. That's how. Yeah, you see Danny Green run him down the court like his knees is broke too. So
don't nobody run like Kenny Smith.
Kenny Smith knees.
No, Bishop. Nobody. I don't know. Elliott might run like him. I ain't never seen Elliott. You run like Kenny?
I'm not the Jet.
All right, let's go. We got a couple more. Look, they're talking about shortening. They're talking about shortening the NBA season. What you guys think about
NBA discussions of shortening the regular season?
Listen, it's about money.
The owners and the players don't want to lose revenue.
The more they get, the more they want, even if it means compromising the betterment of the whole.
How do we not know this is for the league as a whole?
When we talk about legacy, when we talk about records, you start changing the amount of games played.
The game has evolved. The way the game is played has evolved. The TV licensing deals have evolved. Players deserve 7 figures, 8 figures, 9. Some deserve 10.
Appease players who, quite frankly, don't need to be appeased any more than they already have.
To say that this rule is appeasing players is blasphemy.
We are damn sure revisiting this.
Damn sure, Steven.
I could have played the other doggone clip. All right, question we have about this, man. What do you think about them shortening the season?
I don't think they need to.
I don't think they should.
Players take games off anyway. And so here's the thing. Right now, everybody eating. It's like good enough is never good enough for anybody. They say all the owners want is money, but then all the players also go to the collective bargaining agreement trying to get more money. Everybody want more money. Everybody trying to eat. They already set it up so that LeBron can't make all the money, that they have to spread it out so they got to pay other players. Why? So everybody can eat. If they shorten the season, it's going to shorten players' contracts. And then what happens? Players' contracts, they lose money, and then they still going to take off. So now instead of playing 82 games, they cut it down to 70, and then the players still taking 20 games off. Now you got players that really ain't even really injured, but they still only playing 50 games in the season. And meanwhile, who gets hurt? The fans get hurt because they trying to get tickets to go out to see these people, and whenever they go to see the Lakers, Anthony Davis is not there. LeBron is not there. They go out to see, whatever the best team is, their best player's not there. So I don't think they need to shorten the season. I actually think they need to expand the time in the season. They need to start earlier, end up later, so they can have more time in between games and just make the season longer. But the problem is they don't really want to go up against football any more than they have to. But don't nobody watch them games anyway. So just get them players in there, let them start getting those games in there, spread it out. And I think that's the best compromise, so that the players have more time to recover and everybody get to keep their bag.
Elliot, should they shorten the season?
No, they shouldn't shorten the season. And it's just talk. They will not shorten the season. Mainly just like you said, everybody want to eat. The owners ain't taking a pay cut. If anybody going to take the pay cut, it's going to be the players. And then that's going to be a problem. So, at this point, it's just, okay,
maybe
good conversation, but that ain't going to happen. There's too much money going around.
Well, maybe they should, Elliot, because when they shorten the season for y'all won the play, y'all won the title. So maybe they should do 72 games. Do you think so? And you saying no? Maybe, Maybe you saying no?
That trophy.
Come on, man. You can't have it all. Yeah. You can't have it all, man.
Here's the problem that I had. This is the problem that I had with the discussion. How long have they been playing 82 games? Did Magic, Jordan, Dr. J, any of them talking about shortening the games? No, they just got up and played. KD was hurt. You know what? KD played the whole season, and as soon as the season over, he out at Rucker playing basketball. Why? Because that's what they love to do. But now all of a sudden, when it comes down time to talk about games, how about have some of these teams develop a whole team so you ain't got to play 48 minutes? So if they can get you down to the 35, 36 minutes a game, you can last longer. But no, they can't do that because the team is constructed around 2-3 superstars and a bunch of people who probably shouldn't even be in the league. So teams need to be better constructed and stop whining and crying.
All right. We got a couple more, then we got to get on out of here. Look, there was some talk about Kyrie Irving.
Well, despite a previous report, the Nets were outright unwilling to re-sign Kyrie Irving long-term, along with speculation about him getting traded. The New York Post now reports that all indications strongly point towards a reunion with Kyrie and an extension likely.
How many years?
He has until June 29th to decide whether he will opt out of the final $36.5 million year of his contract for the 2022-23 season and become a free agent. So he's entering the last year of a 4-year, $136 million deal.
All right. My question to you guys is, do you think Kyrie Irving is going to be back on the Nets next year? Or better yet, do you think they're going to give him a long contract?
I will say this.
Go ahead, Howard.
Sometimes you just don't know with Kyrie Irving. You have no clue where he's at. But the way he's been doing things lately, I don't think he's going to sign a new contract with the Nets. The only other person that I believe that could be in his ear would be KD, because they both came there to win a title. So it's a possibility on that. But he's going to make $36 million next year, man. And then if he whatever they're going to do with his contract, I'm pretty sure he's going to make a little bit more. But I don't From who he been this year, I don't think he's going to sign back with the Nets. Just don't.
Elliot.
I think I'll opt out and look for the money in the long-term contract elsewhere. To me, I don't think it's something like what Howard said. You never know where his frame of mind gonna be. To me,
you don't know.
I don't think
he's gonna. Here's the thing, man. I understand y'all are kind of sugarcoating it or whatever. Kyrie is going to be with the team this year, and I will say this, and I will bet my whole dollar on it because that's my limit with betting. I will bet my whole dollar. If he opts out of that $36 million, he will not get $36 million with another team. If he opts out, it's going to be not the same as Russell Westbrook, but it's going to be, man, I'm telling you, here's the problem. Nobody's giving him no long-term. Yeah. Okay, Howard, okay. He's still, he going to retire with the Celtics and have his jersey in the
somebody going to give him that money.
Daddy out there in the commercials dribbling around, and then the first chance he got, he left him. Man, nobody's dealing with that, man. Nobody's dealing, because here's the thing. At some point, the owners got to understand, I'm not going. This dude took personal days off. I'm not playing. He didn't take a personal day off from practice. Mm-hmm. I just don't feel like coming to play the game. No, man, nobody's going to give him $40 million when they can't depend on him. Because here's the thing. I will say this, mark my words, there's not a single team that you can put Kyrie Irving on right now that would make them a title contender. Not one. Not one. And so if you're not going to make me a title contender, there's not a team in the league. Name one team that you think could add Kyrie Irving. I don't even mean trade for nobody. I mean add Kyrie Irving right now and make them a title contender. I will wait.
How?
One team?
Yeah. You can't.
Was trying to get over the hump. If he hold it. Let me tell you something. If he goes to Minnesota, that make them a title contender. With what they got, that'll make them a title contender.
Bruh.
Tell me it won't.
Bruh.
He got everything he needs.
I'm telling you it won't.
It'll make him.
I'm
Tony,
telling you
it'll make them a Tony.
He gonna take the ball.
Tony.
He's gonna take the ball out of Edwards' hands. He's gonna take the ball out of Cat hands. They're not gonna be a title. They will still be a good team. I'm not saying he's gonna destroy a team. I'm saying he will not put them over the hump to be a title contender. He will not. There's not a single team as currently constructed. Just
you know why? You know why I don't listen, Tony. Listen, Tony. You know what? You know why he will? Because what did they need against Memphis to beat Memphis? They needed a closer. They did not have a closer. Kyrie is a closer.
Mm-hmm.
He would have put them over the hump.
You think he can play with John Morant?
He would do it.
Oh no, he can't play with John Morant. That team is
that'll be tough. That's 2 point guards.
Right. Yeah, that team is perfectly constructed right now. Memphis. They
already said
they got to get rid of Adams because they don't want to pay. They don't want to play him enough to justify that contract. Like they take him off. So if they get rid of Adams and can fill some other spots in there, I think Memphis is going to be set for a long time. The only other team that I thought would maybe would be a team like Dallas, where if you had him in place of Jalen Brunson and then bringing Brunson back off the bench, I think but here's the problem. Both him and Luka would be defensive targets. And that's the problem. That's the thing that nobody is paying attention to. Kyrie is a closer, but you almost have to build a team around him like you did with Allen Iverson, where he is the scorer and everybody else is there to make sure that you have a really, really good defense. And no team right now.
I'll tell you another team.
Maybe Miami.
I'll tell you another team. Utah Jazz.
Contender?
I tell you, Utah Jazz.
Aren't they get ready to blow that up?
They get ready, absolutely. But
I'm saying if they blow it up, no. I mean, if they blow it up, Bishop.
No,
no.
I mean,
but I'm saying with the team that they have now.
Now watch this. Hold on. Now watch this. Do you think for a second Kyrie Irving would play in Utah? Out of everything you know about Utah and everything you know about Kyrie Irving.
Hold up, man. I'm just saying, you asked me a question. I'm just saying, I'm just answering what Bishop said would make them title contender. That's all I'm saying. I get what you're saying. Okay, I'll shut up on that Utah part. But I get what you're saying.
I'm saying he's not enough. He'll never.
You got me on that.
He'll never be. He's one of those people that even when things are going well, he finds a way to be unhappy, and you just can't have that energy around the team dominating your salary cap. This is a salary cap league.
You say, Elliot?
What do you think? Great. I say put him in on LA. They changed the whole dynamic of the team.
Okay, and with that,
oh Lord Jesus, I'm done, man.
Hey man, we out of here. We out of here, man. We out of here. Look, one more thing here, man. God. We appreciate you guys for watching sports. He looking around the side. That is funny. Oh God, that is hilarious, man. That is funny. We appreciate you guys for watching Sports Talk Unfiltered, man. Be with us every week at Tuesdays at 9 p.m. where we're talking about Sports Talk, man, with these great guys. Good show, guys. We see you guys on next week.